All right, welcome back to another 2021 MLB draft show. And tonight we've got one of the most versatile Swiss Army knife guys, a prep right-handed pitcher, outfielder, shortstop, Braden Montgomery. Welcome to the show, man. And if you want to just kick us off with what position you'd like to play, that would be great because set us all straight.
Really, I'm fine with playing any position, whatever my future team wants me to play for to help win games.
We'll just open it up right off the get go, Ian, and I'll let you jump in just a second. Can you kind of describe yourself as a baseball player, Braden? Because you really are. I mean, you really do it all. But if you're talking to like future fan bases or big league organizations, like describe Braden Montgomery on the field.
I really just enjoy playing anywhere, and I play with a lot of energy. I'm always locked in on whatever task has to be done, really just wanted to win in whatever way possible. Locked in with my teammates.
Absolutely. Gamer mentality. Well, just talk to me a little bit about how your spring's been so far. I mean, this week was a big week, your first start ever as a pitcher in high school, so that was exciting. Talk to me a little bit about that and just a little bit in general about how this getting the year going is for you so far.
Yeah, well, with baseball being shut down last season and our high school season being cut off, I didn't get to pitch at all. And sophomore year, I wasn't a pitcher, so it was all kind of new, and it was a exciting experience being able to get that start, and it was really fun. Our team's been doing super well so far. We're undefeated up to this point. We've allowed probably, I think, 10 runs the whole season. I think we played 9 games, so we're doing really well. I'm really enjoying it.
I want to talk about your trip up to the Super 60 event because I think a lot of people had a good feeling that you were gonna, that you had the capability to pitch at this level. But can you kind of talk about the preparation that went into that trip and I guess what you hoped to get out of showing scouts that you can throw and how it went for you, like what your impressions were?
Well, I know I wanted to blow it up. I knew I didn't want to leave anything on the table going into the high school season, letting everybody see what I was capable of and kind of just put it all on display. And I thought I did well for myself in all facets of the game with all the things I had to do. And I just thought it was a very productive trip overall.
Have you topped 99 like at home in a facility at an academy in a pull down, or is 99 kind of your peak?
I haven't really had any radar guns around me, so that was the only time I'd have been able to get on a radar gun with the pull downs. I thought it was something I was capable of, and so I was excited to see that it happened.
So yeah,
pretty good.
Getting from the data for the first time and like popping off 99, you're like, all right, yeah, I'm ready for this.
Yeah,
not bad.
Well, just talk to me a little bit about getting out there and getting noticed. Well, that really started happening last summer. You came out and really showed up on every showcase and really just stood out in a bunch of against some of the best talent in the country. Just talk to me a little bit about playing in those showcases and how that went for you.
I just enjoyed every minute of it. It was something that I'd written down a checklist of wanted to go to all the biggest events of the summer with PDP, of course, getting shut down and whatnot. I still wanted to check off all the big events, and they didn't disappoint at all. I really enjoyed all my time, all the teammates I got to meet and play with. And it was just something that I took in all of it and really enjoyed every minute of it.
Absolutely.
I know you are in Madison, Mississippi, or you're in Mississippi. Did you grow up in Mississippi?
I did grow up in Mississippi. I was born in Des Moines, Iowa, but I grew up in Mississippi, so I've been here virtually my whole life.
Okay, very cool. So, being that you kind of grew up in SEC country, what were your thoughts when you got the offer from Stanford? Because kind of Stanford isn't necessarily known as a baseball powerhouse, but you're surrounded by SEC schools. What made you choose Stanford, and kind of where do you go from here? Like, what's next for Braden Montgomery?
Stanford was really just an opportunity I didn't think I could really deny. It's the whole package with the opportunity outside of baseball in the classroom and the coaching staff. I really enjoyed them. I really enjoyed what they're doing there. It's a pretty new coaching staff. They've all been there for 3 years, I believe. And so I really enjoyed getting with them. The campus is beautiful out in Northern California. I love it there. And I kind of knew from the get-go growing up I didn't really want to go to college in Mississippi. And so that wasn't really options I was heavily considering.
Mm-hmm.
And Stanford just presented itself, and I thought it was a great opportunity.
You can't turn down Stanford.
Absolutely.
Right.
I mean, if baseball doesn't work out, like you're setting yourself up for life going to Stanford.
Yeah.
Well, going forward, we have about, I think, 4 months. We get to the draft, 5 months till you're on campus at Stanford if that happens. Talk to me about a few things that you'd like to do better at going forward the next few months, or something you can be better at going forward.
Well, I definitely just want to continue improving in all facets of the game. I can always continue adding power and just continue making minor little tweaks to my swing to improve that and my hit tool and hit ability and everything, arm strength, everything.
Is there a specific tool you take more pride in than any others? I mean, you've obviously showcased the arm strength.
I really try to treat them as equals because I feel like they've all developed a lot since first entering high school. And so I just really try to develop every one any way possible every day.
Talk to me a little bit about switch hitting. Is that something you've done for your entire life, or is that something you've really just developed the last few years? Just talk to me a little bit about how that's been for you.
I initially started when I was 10 years old just because why not? And I decided I wanted to start hitting on my left side and just kind of took it from there.
Sure.
I mean, that's a good answer. I can't do anything with my left side. So I've never had a moment where I said, why not? I've always just been like, this is how I am.
Got to be better.
I know. Got to reach for more. Hey, I want to ask a little bit about some of the teammates that you've played against over the last calendar year. I mean, you had a really good summer, and we're about to jump into the spring. Are there any arms that kind of have stood out as just being really special arms, really special stuff that have given you a hard time when you're in the box?
Anthony Solometo is probably the first name I can think of when I think of that. It was difficult at bats, uncomfortable at bats, I'd say. Very
at Fenway?
weird. Yes, at Fenway. Very weird delivery coming in there, and everything looked like it was going to be a strike coming out of the hands. So it was really a lot of the yes, 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 no when you're in the box with him.
He's a name that we haven't heard too much just because he didn't travel too much last summer. But, I mean, like you said, anybody that has seen Solometo come at you with that Mackenzie Gore, Satchel Paige. I mean, it's funky, man. And then he throws a 96 only to make it. What do you do?
Yeah, it was difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Well, being a Swiss Army knife type player, is there a player that you looked up to growing up, going forward, as a player you wanted to emulate or be like growing up, being a baseball player?
Well, I always loved Derek Jeter growing up. He was my idol. I always wore number 2 until I got into high school. And that was the guy that really got me into the game of baseball. I wanted to be a professional. And so that was just who I loved watching.
I love that. All right, so you've got 4 months until the draft. You've got 5 months until you potentially enroll. What are some things that you're looking to improve on, or maybe some things that you're trying to achieve in the next 4 or 5 months that you haven't done yet?
I don't know yet. I'm just taking it day by day, and I guess just trying to be 1% better today than I was yesterday. So I'm not trying to think too far ahead in the future, just trying to make it to next high school game and taking it from there.
It's a good attitude.
Well, I just have one last question for me. I'm just going to get back on the pitching side a little bit. Just talking about enjoying pitching, like what that is for you to be on the mound. I know you can be an all-day center fielder every day at the next level, but you're really proving your own as a pitcher, and that's something that I think could be a possibility at the next level. Just talk to me a little bit how that's went for you.
Well, it's kind of new since I haven't been pitching for a super long time. I always threw slower than the other kids when I was a lot smaller, and so I kind of just let pitching alone. And then I kind of came back a year and a half ago, and I discovered, hey, I can throw super hard off the mound. And so then I kind of picked it up, and I just kind of really enjoyed doing it every time I get the ability and the possibility to do it. And so it's just been something I enjoy doing whenever I can, and I don't plan on giving it up until I have to.
Absolutely.
You know, I had a similar story. I got done golfing the other day, and I had a pocket radar, and I thought, let's see how hard I can throw and not hurt myself. And, I just realized I could throw 74 off the mound, and I decided I need to go pitch again. Well, hey, Braden, I got one last question for you, and then we'll let you go. I got to know if you could choose one question that you've received in those Zoom meetings with MLB scouts, kind of getting to know you. What's the strangest question that you've received so far?
I don't know about a strange question, but one that kind of caught me off guard was it was a question about something with infield, and I do play infield, but it wasn't something that I've been asked by a lot of people, and so it just kind of caught me off guard. It was something I wasn't really super prepared for because I'd always been seen as like an outfielder, right-handed pitcher, and so it was kind of caught me off guard.
Yeah. A little bit I mean we led this thing off with infield, outfield, pitcher. I mean nobody knows. You've got the tools to play anywhere on the field. So I think everyone's doing their due diligence for sure.
All right.
Well, hey man, pleasure having you on the call, not on the field. I mean, it's a pleasure watching you on the field, of course, but looking forward to obviously catching you this spring, seeing where you go in the draft, and if you do end up at Stanford, that's obviously an excellent landing spot. I'm out here in the West Coast, so I'll be sure to catch a couple of your games when you come up here to the Pacific Northwest. But Braden, we're certainly rooting for you, man, and go kill it.
Oh yeah, thank you guys for having me. I enjoyed it.
Absolutely.